Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome. As we are broadcasting from the Young Israel of Deerfield Beach after just having finished the shir, we are dedicated, co-sponsored by the Rezepkowitz family in honor of their parents. Rabbi Sai, gentlemen, I'm trying to give a shir here. So if you could go outside, maybe. Co-sponsored by the Rezepkowitz family in honor of their parents, co-sponsored by Mr. and Mrs. Eddie Chazan, L'Refuah Shalema for Shoshana Bas Pnina and Simone Bas Rachel, co-sponsored by Binyamin Rivlin, Leili Nishmas Yitzchak ben Avram Yehuda Alevi, and co-sponsored by Shelley Zeitlin for his children Eli, Ora, and Orit, Eli and Orit and Ora, by Shalom Fogel, Nishmas Yaakov Zeb ben Yehuda Aryeh, Rivka Bas Yaakov Yosef, Tzivya Miriam Bas Gad, Yosef ben Sion ben Yaakov Zev, by Berech Rowas, L'Refuah Shalema for Moshe Meir ben Esther Fradel, and Dov Meir ben Chaya Gittel, with Akaras HaTov to the shir. We are holding at the new Mishnah on Daf Ayin Aleph Amid Beis, Ben Sora Meir Nidain Al Shem Seifai. The Ben Sora Meir, what did he do? Steal meat, drink wine. That's not a death sentence, but it's because of what he's going to turn into. And therefore, Yomus Zakai, we'd rather have him die now without a package of sins, Va'al Yomus Chayiv, rather than go to the next world with a whole shopping list of crimes. Shemisasan shel risham, because the death of the wicked, hanol lahem v'hanol olam, is good for them and it's good for the world. It's good for them because it stops them from stockpiling more sins, and it's good for the world that they don't have to suffer from the wickedness of the person. However, litzadikim, says the Gemara, the death of the righteous is ra lahem v'ra lo'olam. It's bad for them because they can't do any more mitzvahs, and it's bad for the world. The world does not gain any more the schus of the tzaddikim. You know, one tzaddik can save the entire world. The world did not die from the flood until Mesushelach died. It even was saved 7 days more for the Avelis. If there would have been 10 tzaddikim in Sedim, the 3 million people of Sedim wouldn't have been killed. So the death of tzaddikim are bad for them, and it's bad for the world. Yayin v'shena, wine, which puts a person to sleep, and slumbering, l'rishoim hanolahem, it's good for them because while they're sleeping they're out of trouble. V'hanolahem, it's good for the world because they're not making any mischief. Ulitzadikim, but when a tzaddik slumbers and is under the influence, ra lahem, it's bad for them. They're not able to learn, they're not able to do mitzvahs, and ra lo'olam, it's bad for the world. The world doesn't benefit from their zechus. Pizel l'rishon, when the wicked are scattered, so they're not together to plot together, hanol lahem, it's good for them. It's good for them because when they're in a group, they sin more, right? They plot and do more crimes. It's good for the world that the sinners don't get together. But for the righteous, if they're separated, ralahem, it's bad for them because a group of righteous, a group of righteous people could accomplish. It's good for them because they benefit one from the other. If they're scattered, it's bad for them and it's bad for the world. Kinas l'risham, if there is a gathering of the wicked, ra lahem v'ra lo'olam, it's bad for them because they learn wickedness one from the other, and it's bad for the world because when they get together, they plot all kinds of terrible things. Ulitzadikim, but when the righteous get together, hanol lahem, it's good for them, v'hanol lo'olam, it's good for the world. Sheket l'risham, solitude for the wicked. If the wicked have solitude, if they have calm, then they're able to make mischief. Reb Miller used to say, the safest guy in Harlem is the one that's working under the car. If he's shekel or sham, if they have tranquility, ra lahem, it's bad for them because then they get into trouble. V'ra lo'olam, and it causes the world trouble. L'tzadikim, when there is when there's solitude for the righteous, they could learn, they could accomplish. Hano lahem, it's good for them. V'hano la'olam, and it's good for the world. We welcome in Barry, Cement, and now we're ready to. Now we're ready to start the top of Ayin Beis Amud Aleph, and before I forget, Medalia put on the schedule. I believe that the daf is 8:45 this Motzei Shabbos. Is Gedalia here? No. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Gedalia is there. He'll corroborate it, but I'm pretty sure that the Daf Yomi. Barish, you have a schedule there? Yeah. Okay. It is. I believe he made it 8:45. But anyway, Tanya. Rabbi Yossi Glili asks the most obvious question in Ben Sarah Meira. Why is there a death sentence when somebody steals meat and steals wine? Because he ate a half a mana of meat, and he drinks a half a lug of wine, Italian wine. He should be taken to court and stoned. The Torah has the foresight to see what's going to be his end. It's going to be a sorry end. He's going to exhaust his father's funds, and he's still going to need his addiction, and he won't be able to find it. He will go to the street corners, and rob and kill. And as I told you, I was very happy to see that the Yad Ramah gives the answer that I gave you. If it's killing, then his punishment should be the punishment of a murderer, which is sayif, which is beheading. It shouldn't be stoning, but the Yad Ramah says that he will also do it even on Shabbos. And of course, Chilul Shabbos is skila, and that's why he's given skila. And it's wonderful to have Baruch Ian joining us, and I did not welcome everybody in because I wanted to get the daf moving. Let's get it moving more. Amrit Torah, the Torah says Yom Zakai, let him die innocent, Val Yom Chayev. And now the Gemara repeats the ideas in the Mishnah. Shemisasan shel Rishoim, the death of the wicked, it's good for them because they don't stockpile more crimes. It's good for the world that they don't have to suffer from their wickedness anymore. When a mafia don dies, it's good for the world. But when a righteous person dies, ra'lahem, it's bad for them because this world is the opportunity of mitzvahs. When they die, meisim chavshim min mitzvahs. V'ra'lahem, it's bad for the world because tzaddikim protect the world. When a tzaddik is in the world, Moshe Rabbeinu, when he sent out the Meraglim, he told them, see, hayesh ba'etz, do they have a tzaddik like Eev who would protect them like a tree? So when a tzaddik dies, it's bad for the world. Sheina v'yayin, sleep, and wine that puts a person to slumber. L'rishoim hanolahem, it's good for them because when the Rosh is sleeping, he's not sinning. V'hanolahem, it's good for the world. He's out of trouble. L'tzadikim, the righteous, ra'lahem, they're not doing mitzvahs, they're not learning Torah. V'ra'lahem, the world loses their merit. Sheket l'risham, peace, solitude for the wicked, ra'lahem, it's bad for them because if they have time on their hands, they make trouble. V'ra'lahem, it's bad for the world. U'l'tzadikim, when the tzaddikim have shalva, hanolahem, it's a benefit for them. Hanolahem, pizah l'risham, when the wicked are scattered, so they're not banded together to cause more trouble. Hanolahem, hanolahem, it's good for them, it's good for the world. Tzaddikim, but when the righteous are scattered and they're not together to plan good ideas for Klal Yisrael, first of all, Ra'lahem, it's bad for them because the Chabura of Tzaddikim benefits each and every Tzaddik, and it's Ra'lahem, it's bad for the world. Okay, we take the time out now to greet in Irving Fishbaum. Let me see. Let me make the camera a little better over here. Shelley Zeitlin, Ruvain Shannon, Stephen Holtzman, Yaakov Warman, Chaim Lerner, Mel Zachter, Dr. Block, Marshall Castle, Nachman Chapler, A.B. Spry, Mo Kushner, Barish Gesserman, Dr. Guy, Yitzi Fuchs, Shalom Fogel. Shalom, was really good to see you today. Shalom played excellent pickleball today. Eddie Chazan, Menachem Yemansky, Barry Cement, Michal Akhtar, Gedalia Engel, Baruch Ian, and Yitzi Muller. I'm not sure who this is. Yeshua Shmuel Eisenberg, Naftali Jablin, Ilya Shutman, Abe Arbach, Moshe Lehman. It's good to have all of you as we learn the second Mishnah of the Daf, Haba b'Machteres. Now this is an...
Why does it say Shena Yain and not Yain Shena? Is there a reason for that?
What?
I would think it would say Yain Shena.
It does in the Mishnah. It switches around in the Gemara.
Why does it switch?
I think it switches it because here it's referring to the wine as not the cause of the sleep. In the Mishnah it says Yayin v'Shena, that the wine causes them to sleep. The Bryce is saying no, it's two different things: when they're sleeping and when they sleep extra because of the wine. Now, the subject of Machteres is a very interesting subject. This is where a person tunnels under someone's house to break into their house. Now, we learn that if somebody tunnels into your house, you're allowed to kill him. And the reason is because he decided that the owner is not going to allow him to come and take all of his property, so the owner is going to stand up against him. And therefore he readied himself that if the owner stands up against me, I'll kill him. And therefore he's a rodef. And a rodef you're allowed to kill. The only exception is if the thief is the father of the owner of the house. Because we say that a father loves his son, and therefore he won't kill his son. And therefore he's not a rodef, and therefore the son is not allowed to kill him. Now we know that there's a din of kamlei b'derabamine. The din of kamlei b'derabamine is that if you forfeit your life, you're putter from paying. So therefore, if a machteres breaks something upon entering, he doesn't have to pay for what he broke. Because since he forfeited his life, so he's putter from paying. A father, however, since the son is not allowed to kill him, would be chayiv for what he broke. So now let's see this inside. Haba b'Machteres, if somebody tunnels into the house, nidain al shem soifai, he's judged by what he would do at the end. And therefore, since the homeowner would stand up to protect his property, he would be ready to kill the homeowner. Therefore, the homeowner is allowed to kill him. If he came in and he tunneled in and he broke a jug, if his life has value, that means that the owner is not allowed to kill him because he's a father, and a father won't kill his son. So then chayiv. Then he's chayiv for the jug. If he doesn't have any value because the homeowner can kill him, so then he's potter because of kamlei b'derabamine. Amar Rava, my time in the Machteres. What's the reason of the Machteres? Chazaka, there's a presumptive status. Ein odem mamid atzmai al mamoinai. A person will not control himself and turn away from losing his money. V'hai meimar Amar, and therefore the one who breaks in says, Iyazilna, if I come in, koila apoi, he's going to stand up against me. V'loi shavakli, he's not going to let me steal him. Therefore, if he's going to stand up against me, katilnalei, I'm ready to kill him. Oh, I'm ready to kill him. He's a raidif. If somebody comes to kill you, hashkeim laharga, you're allowed to kill him. Hamarav, habo b'machteres, v'notal kelim v'yotza. Somebody tunnels his way in and steals a picture off the wall and leaves, pater. He's pater. My timer, what's the reason? B'damim kaninehu, because he acquired it by his life. Since the homeowner would be allowed to kill him, so therefore he acquires the picture. Amarava, mistavra milsa derav b'shishiber, only if he breaks something on the way in. The lesno, because it's not around anymore. Aval noto, but if he steals a picture, if it's still around, then he should have to return it. Why? However, v'elikim, by God, Amarav afilu nota. Even if he steals the picture and it's still intact, da yesh lo damim, because in a case where if yesh lo damim, if the father stole it, and then v'nensu, and after the father stole the picture, it was stolen from him, chayiv, the father is responsible to pay it. Alma, it shows, b'reshusei kaimei. It shows that just want to see one girsa here. It shows that which he stole is in the possession of the one that stole it. So hachanami b'reshusei kaimei. It's in the possession of the one that stole it, and therefore if it's in his possession, he doesn't have to return it because he acquired it when he could have been killed. And since he could have been killed, he acquired it through the mechanics of Kablei B'Rabinei. However, says the Gemara, V'lohi, it's not so. Kiyo kimnei rachmana b'reshusei. When do we say that it's his, that he's responsible? That's linyan einsin. That's only to his detriment. That if it gets stolen from him, he has to make good. Aval inyan mikna, but to acquire it, no. B'reshusei demarayu kaimei. If it's be'en, if it's still intact, it remains in the reshus of the owner, and therefore he has to return it. Midei dahavi hashoyel. It's the same thing as one who borrows something. If one who borrows something, he's chayiv and einsim, but he doesn't own it. Tnan, we learned in the Mishnah, bo b'machteres v'shiber esachavyis, if he tunnels his way in and he breaks a jug, yesh lo damim chayiv. If the person has value because it's a father and therefore you're not allowed to kill him, so then he's chayiv to pay for the jug. Ein lo damim potter. But the Mishnah says only where he broke a jug, time of the shiber, the chi ein lo damim potter. That where if he would have been able to be killed because he was a raidif, he's potter. Hanata, but if he took a picture on the wall, so it's still be'en loy, which is a kash on Rav. Says him, no. Huadin dafilu notel nami, even if he took the picture. V'ad katani shavar es achavius, where he breaks a jug, kamash malan, that if he's the father, the chiyesh lo damim, if he has value, afal gav the shiber, even if he breaks it, nami chayiv, he's still chayiv. Says him, well, of course. Watch, no. Okay. Careful. Yeah.
I check.
Yeah. Says the Gemara, well, of course the father should be chayiv. Pshita maziku. Says no. Hakabash balan. Da'afilu shaloi bekavana. Even if he broke it without intent. So the Gemara says, well, he's Adam Amazik, Adam Ulaylam. My Kamashmon, Adam Ulaylam. An Adam is always responsible. That, what are you going to say? That the Chiddush is Adamud La'ilam? Tanina, Adamud La'ilam, Bein Meshogeg, Bein Memezid, whether he did it unwittingly, whether he did it willfully, Bein Ba'inus, whether he did it accidentally, Bein Baratzin. By the way, the Rishonim point out that Ratzin and Mezid is the same thing. Says Gemara Kasha, that's a good question, what the Chiddush is. Masiv Rabbeivoi Barabaya, Hagoynev Kis B'Shabbos. Now this is something that we need a really scoundrel for this. Okay, Hagoynev Kis B'Shabbos. If Marshall steals a wallet on Shabbos, Chayev. He's Chayev. Why? Because although when he carries the wallet out from the house, he's doing an Issa Chilul Shabbos, and he forfeits his life, but he acquires the purse when he picks it up, before he became responsible for Misa. As soon as he picked it up, before he takes it out and does the Aveira Vaitzah. But if it was a heavy bag of potatoes, and he was pulling it out with Mashiach, so he only acquires it when he takes it outside of the house. Why? Shari Isser Geneva, the theft, the Isser Skila, and the Chil Shabbos Bon Ke'echad. Now, so you see over there that we say that he's potter even though he has the bag of potatoes. But why shouldn't we say he should return it? The Hilchas of the Shadina Benara, where he threw it into the water, so he doesn't have it. But if he had it, he would have to return it. Rava ignavule dichrei b'machtarta. Rava, somebody tunneled into his house and stole some sheep, some rams. Now, according to Rava's opinion, the person doesn't have to return it. So according to Rava's opinion, the person has to return it because it's still it's in the world. He has to return it, even though he forfeited his life. But if it's be'en, if it wasn't broken, he has to return it. So Adrinu Niali, the man returned the rams to Rava, but v'loi kablinu, Rava didn't accept it. Why? Amar hoyel v'nafik mipumei de Rav. Since Rav said that if it's intact, even if it's intact, you don't have to return it. So he didn't accept it. He didn't want to disagree with Rav. Tan Rabbanon, ein loy damim im zorcha hashemesh alav. Ein loy damim, he has no value if the sun shines upon him. Says the Gemara, V'chi hashemesh alav bilvad zorcha, does the sun only shine on him? Elim baru lach hadavar kishemesh she'ein lo yishalom imach. If the homeowner is sure that he has a murderous intent, hargeyu, you could kill him. V'im lav, if not, al targeyu, don't kill him. Tanya Yidach, we learned in another brayso, im zorcha hashemesh alav damim loy. If the sun is shining on him, then he has value and you can't kill him. V'chi hashemesh alav bilvad zarcha, does the sun only shine on him? Elim barulach kishemesh sheyesh lo yishalom imach. If you're sure that he's not going to kill you, al targeyu. V'im lav, but if you're not sure, even if you have a shred of doubt, then protect yourself and hargeyu. So kasha stama astama. One place it says that you have to be sure in order not to kill him. And then it says you have to be sure in order to kill him. Which one is it? Says the Gemara, like kasha, there's no difficulty. One is talking about ba'av al ben. One is talking about where a father comes into the son. So there, the son has to assume that the father won't kill him. And he can only protect himself if he's sure that the father would kill him. Kan beben ala'av. And the other is where the son is the intruder. The son is the one that's breaking in. There, the father could assume that the son will kill him unless he's sure that the son won't kill him. Amarav, V'chol da'asay alai b'machtarta, anyone who tunnels in, katlina lei, I will kill him, I will protect myself. Levar me Rav Chanina bar Shila, except for Rav Chanina bar Shila. Rav Chanina bar Shila, if he tunnels in, I won't kill him. So the Gemara says, my time, mishum de tzadiku, if I won't kill him because he's tzaddik, if he's a tzaddik, why is he tunneling in? So he's not such a tzaddik. Elamishum de kimli begavei de merachim alai, because I know that he loves me. Karachim av alaben. By the way, it's very likely that Rav Chanina bar Shila was his rebbe, and we know that a rebbe is like a father, right? V'shinantim levanecha elu atalmidim. A rebbe is like a father, so I know he loves me like a father, and he won't kill me. Tan Rabbanan, damim loy, he has value. That means you're not allowed to kill him. Bein b'chol, bein b'shabbos. Ein loy damim, he has no value, and you're allowed to kill him. Bein b'chol, bein b'shabbos, both in the weekend and on Shabbos. So the Gemara says, Bishloime ein loy damim, he has no value. Bein b'chol, bein b'shabbos. That means that it's telling us that you're allowed to kill the right day even on Shabbos. It's so kedai techamina that it's arugei bezdin. It's just like the execution of the court. The b'Shabbos like kadlinan. Kamash malan a roy dave. The kadlinan you kill even on Shabbos. Eladamim loy bein b'chol bein b'Shabbos. But that if it's talking about where the father breaks in and he has value, and you can't kill him both in the weekend on Shabbos, says the Gemara, hashta b'chol like kadlinan. If you can't kill him during the week, b'Shabbos miboy, of course you can't kill him on Shabbos. Amr Rav Shveishis loy nitzrecha el lefakeach olaves hagal. The chiddush is that if the father in tunneling in gets covered by a mound of earth, not only don't you kill him, but you could even dig him out of the rubble. And by the way, we learn out there's a famous meiri that you're allowed to dig out the person in the rubble on Shabbos, even if it's only to live for a few minutes, even for Chayei Shah. And the Meiri says a remarkable thing, the Mishnah Berurah brings it down, because in a few minutes a person could correct their whole life. They could say vidui and do tshuva, and like we know, what does Akiva stand for? Yesh kaina ilamai b'sha'achas. Person acquires his whole world in one moment. Tana Rabbanan, vihika. It says that the one who tunneled in was hit b'chol adam. This means that the one who's tunneling in could be killed by anyone, not just by the homeowner. If you're an onlooker and you know this person is tunneling in and he has murder in mind, you're allowed to kill him. The mace, b'chol misa she'ata yochel ha'misa, with any death that you could give him, and any kind. You shoot him with a bow and arrow. So bishleima v'hika b'chol adam itzrich. That's necessary because so kedai t'chamina balabayis who the kimludein adam amaratzma almamaynai. The balabayis because he knows that a person is not going to stand idly by and watch his money being stolen. Avalachar loy, but someone else who is not the target of this person, I might think, he's not allowed to kill him. Kamash malon deraydefu. If you see somebody chasing someone to kill him, you're allowed to kill him. Anybody is allowed to kill him. He's a raidef. He's chasing someone to murder him. Vafilu achanami, even someone else. It says with any death that you could kill him, that's obvious. Lamali. It's the same thing as the executions of Bezdin. We learned that out with a murderer. He should surely be put to death, the murderer. He's a murderer. I only know I only know with the execution of Saif, of beheading. How do we know that if you can't give him the misa which is written by him, that you could kill him with any misa that you're allowed to kill with? So we already know that you could kill him in any way. Says Gemara, yeah, but Shani Osam Dama Kram Mois Yumas. By the best, and it says Mois Yumas. V'nigma Minei. Well, let's learn out the Roidei from Misa's Bezdin. You can't. Mishum Davi Roitseach V'goyel Adam. The murderer and the avenger of someone who killed his relative B'shoigeg is Shnei Ksuvin Abon Kechad. In both those places it says they could kill in any way. V'shnei Ksuvin Abon Kechad Ei Melamdim. You can't learn it from them, and therefore that's why we need the Chiddush to tell him you could kill the Raidif with any type of Misa that you can. Tan Rabbanan. I just want to check again. Is Gedalia there? Gedalia. No, he's not. You have that schedule. What time is Motzei Shabbos?
8:45.
Oh, thank you, Saba. Saba comes to the rescue. 8:45 Motzei Shabbos.
Do we go back to
8 o'clock Monday. 8 o'clock Monday. Mitzvah Hashem, I'm coming back Monday. Be'ezus Hashem, we'll be back to normal schedule Monday. And my tremendous hakaras hatov to everybody for really stretching themselves these 2 weeks while I'm away in Florida. Marshall, if you get a chance, you should watch the shir. It is a good shir. It will be called For the Shabbos Table, Rosh Chodesh Adar. But I'll also probably upload it as Let's Get Ready for Purim. But anyway, says the Gemara, Tan Rabbanan, Machteres, if you catch him tunneling in, Ainli Ela Machteres, I only know if he's tunneling in. What if he comes through the roof, through the courtyard, or through the enclosure? Talmud Leimer, Yimotze Aganav, if you find the Ganav, Mikol Mokum, in any way. Why does it say tunneling in? That's the way a Ganav works. He works with stealth and he comes in through tunneling. Tani Idach, Machteres, Ainli Ela Machteres. I only know tunneling in. And how do I know the rooftop, the courtyard, or the enclosure? Why does it say Machteres? In the case of Machteres, the tunneling is his warning. It's interesting. If he comes through the rooftop, through the courtyard, where he doesn't expend so much effort, there, if you want to kill him, you have to warn him first. You should know that if you don't stop, I'm going to kill you. But where he tunnels in and he makes more effort, there he is considered already warned. Now, Amar Rav Huna, Katan HaRoidef. This is an interesting shaila. Normally, we don't execute the cotton. But what happens if you have a child with a loaded gun and he's chasing someone to kill him? Nitein latziloi benafshay. You could save him even by killing the child. Now, Kasavar, Roidef Einet Tzarech Hasra. He holds that a Roidef doesn't need warning, because to give a warning to a child is different, because a child ain't bodas. So Kasavar Roidef Einet Tzarech Hasra. Loishna Gadol v'loishna Katan, and therefore you're allowed to kill him, whether he's an adult, whether he's a minor. So Eisvei Rav Chisda to Rav Huna. So Rav Chisda asks Rav Huna, we all know that in the delivery room, before the baby crests and the mother is in danger, we can kill the child in order to save the mother's life. But once the head crests and the head comes out, then you're not allowed to kill the baby to save the mother's life. Once the baby's head comes out, we're not allowed to touch the baby even though the mother will die. We don't push away one life because of another life. So even though the child is a roidef and he's a cotton, we see we don't kill the child because he's a cotton. It says, no. There's no murderous intent. Oh, no. There's no murderous intent. Shani Hasam, the Mishamayim Karat Fila. There it's different because he's being pursued by heaven, not by the child. Walter, I'll only be a few more minutes.
No, don't worry, I'm leaving now. It's ready for you. Everything, you still.
So
I'm leaving now, yeah.
you're leaving now?
Yeah, but...
So I just let the door shut. That's all.
No, it's automatic.
Automatic, okay.
Have a nice night.
What about the light? Should I shut
The
off?
light's still on, because the people coming very early.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it, thank you.
Now, name a Messiah lay. Let's bring a proof that a rodef could be killed even without a warning. If, let's say, Chatzkel was chasing Shmuel in order to kill him, you could tell him, Re'eh, she Yisraelu, you could tell Chatzkel, look, Chaim is a Yid, Uben Brisu, he's a member of our covenant, and the Torah says, Shofech dam ha'odam, if you try to spill the blood of a man, ba'odam dama yishafech, then by man your blood will be spilled. Amar Torah, hatzel dama shalzeh b'dama shalzeh. You could save a person's blood by taking away the pursuer's blood. And you don't have to wait for him to acknowledge you. You don't need, normally a warning needs the acknowledgement of the one that's being warned. And here you see you don't need him to acknowledge it. So therefore it's a raya that a rodef you don't have to give hasra to. Says the Gemara, no. The Gemara deflects this proof. Hahi Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehudi. Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda says that the purpose of asra is only to make sure that the person knows that it's asr. Because Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda Aimer chaver ein sarech asra. A Talmid Chacham you don't have to warn. It's only to make sure that the person was intentional with what he was doing. So you never need the person to acknowledge the warning. So this, that it says that he didn't have to acknowledge it, doesn't mean he doesn't need warning. He needs warning, but the purpose of the warning is only to make him know that it's awesome. And you told him, you should know he's a Jew, he's a Ben Bris, and you should know you're not allowed to do it. Tajma, the Gemara again bombards this question about whether a roidef needs warning or not. Roidef show you roidef acher chaver lahargai. Again, Chatzkel is chasing Shmuel to kill him. I'm a loyrei she Yisrael ben brisu. He's a Yid. He's a member of the covenant. If you spill the blood of a man, then by man your blood should be spilled. Yoidea ani, and the Roidef said, Yoidea ani shu came. I know that that's so. That's not enough of an acknowledgement. Potter. Almanas kain ani yaisa. Even so, I'm going to do it. That's a hasra chayiv. So you see that you have to give asra to a Roidef. Says Gemara, that's different. Because there, the one that gave him the warning wasn't close enough to kill him. They're only giving the warning for later on for him to be executed in court. Like tzricha de kai betray ivrei denara. That he's on the other side of the river when you. In other words, he's chasing, Chatzkel's chasing Shmuel on the other side of the river. So you can't do anything about it. So therefore you're shouting the warning to him only for later on in court. So there he has to acknowledge it properly, that I'm doing it even so. My Ika, why is he giving the warning? Because he's going to bring him to court. Beidina boy asra, for court he has to give a halachic kasra. Iba Yasema, or else Amalach Rafuna, Anod Amrei Kitana de Machteres. I hold like the Tana of Machteres, That when he expends effort to kill someone, that's his automatic warning. And over here also, that this is like the opinion of Rav Huna, that a roidef doesn't need asra, but not everybody holds that way. That's only that opinion that says that his tunneling is considered his warning. Okay, Rabbi, I already, Baruch Hashem, I had the foresight, knowing it would be late, to do the Mishnayos ahead. So the Mishnah is already up on Torah Anytime and everything. Motzei Shabbos, Shir is 8:45. Sunday night, Shir is 9. And then back to 8 o'clock, Be'ezus Hashem, on Monday. And back to a normal schedule. I want to thank everybody and wish everybody a good Chodesh.